going to make one of my favorites, and that is meatloaf. Make a little bit of different variation for a little bit extra spice and kick. So we're going to start off by making some homemade breadcrumbs, and we're going to soak those in milk. So if you just take a loaf of bread that you get at the store, and what we're going to do is come up with about 2 cups. So if you take a good portion of your bread, we're just going to hump it into, you can always use breadcrumbs also. So we're just going to cut our bread to about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch pieces. Don't need to be too exact. And we're going to soak them in milk. A lot of people like to use the Japanese breadcrumbs. Those are good. Your regular Italian breadcrumbs, they all work just as good, but sometimes this gives a little bit extra to use some fresh bread or some bread that you have laying around the house that's getting old. So what we're going to basically do is soak that in milk, and we're going to pour some milk right over it. And we'll let that soften. Alright, for our main part of our meatloaf, take your stainless steel pan. We're going to start by putting a couple onions, green onions, into this. This back here, I'm going to chop them up real quick. Any onions will do, but I seem to like the flavor of the green onions. And I'm in this case taking about 4 of them. I'm going to add that right to the bottom. Alright, from there it becomes pretty much easy. What we're going to do is take a cup of applesauce, or I like to take the Cinnamon Mott's brand. We'll put that in here. We are going to take a little bit of an 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. And take 1 egg that we're going to beat. Put that in there. 2 tablespoons of apple cider. Apple cider vinegar, I'm sorry. We're going to take 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. This happens to be something I just got back from France, and this is some from France. And then what we're going to do is take 1 pound of ground beef. And then we're going to take 1 pound of pork sauces. Now, in Texas we have pork chorizo, which is kind of a spicy sauce. This gives it kind of a nice kick. So that's what I'm going to use today. And then finally 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And we're going to mix all this up. This is kind of yucky. We'll mix all this up, and then at the end we're going to add our breadcrumbs. have that mixed together, and I'm going to slowly but surely add in some of our breadcrumbs. Looks like we should have had a bigger pan to start with, but we'll get it in there. This is a messy job. Alright, and then I have one of these newfangled silicone baking tins. We're going to put it all into there. Cook it at 350 degrees. Cook it for about 1.5 hours. So, there we have them. I'm going to put it in there and we'll be back and we will see our finished product. There we go, put it in the oven. Here's our finished meatloaf. In actuality, it took about 1.5 hours until it was brown, so you want to cook it till it's brown. I'm going to slice a little bit and show you the final presentation. And there it is, typically served with mashed potatoes or your favorite vegetables. Thank you for watching Perfect Meals.